Welcome to The Explainer. We're about to dive into a car that could totally change how you see a legendary brand. Let's talk about Toyota's new supercar, the GR-GT.
So take a look at this. This is the Toyota GR-GT. Now you know Toyota, right? They're famous for building these super reliable, sensible cars. So when they drop a machine that looks like this, well, it makes the entire car world kind of stop in its tracks and ask, wait, is Toyota really ready to build a true supercar?
So where do you even start with a car like this? Well, for Toyota, the answer was pretty radical. They basically just tossed out their old playbook and started with one simple, powerful thing: the wind.
Okay, so get this. Normally, you design a cool-looking car and then, try to make it aerodynamic. But Toyota's engineers, they flipped that completely on its head. They started with the perfect airflow first and then literally sculpted the car's body around it. It's an aerodynamics first philosophy.
And you can really see that whole idea in action right here. Just look at how the air isn't just flowing over the car. No, it's being channeled through it. Every single surface is being used to get the absolute most out of its performance. It really is a machine sculpted by the wind.
And the result of all that insane aero work? Well, it's this absolutely stunning final form. I mean, it is incredibly low to the ground. We're talking just under 1.2 meters high, and it's a full 2 meters wide. It's all designed for one single purpose: to stay absolutely glued to the road no matter the speed.
Okay, so you've got a body that looks like it was carved from the future. It's got to have an incredible heart to match, right? So, what kind of engine is actually lurking under that hood?
The answer? A massive 650 horsepower. Yeah, that puts it squarely in supercar territory. No question about it. But hold on, when you hear hybrid, don't think Prius. This is a completely different beast. We're talking about a state-of-the-art system that pairs a brand-new 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with electric motors. The goal here isn't just efficiency. It's instant, absolutely brutal power.
And all that power gets sent through an 8-speed automatic transmission. And it pushes the GR-GT to a projected top speed of, get this, 320 kilometers per hour.
But look, raw power is one thing, but it's totally useless if you can't control it. And that brings us to the entire mission behind this car, which was built around one really ambitious idea.
So this was the goal, straight from Toyota's engineers. They wanted to create a legalized road race car. Think about that. The pure soul and performance of a race car, but one you can actually legally drive on public streets.
To pull something like that off, you can't just modify an existing car. You have to start completely from scratch. And that's what they did. What you're looking at here is Toyota's first ever all-aluminum frame. Now, for a company that has mastered mass-producing cars with steel, this is a huge leap. It's all in the name of creating a chassis that's both incredibly stiff and super lightweight.
And then onto that frame, they bolted on pure, unadulterated race car hardware. You've got this aluminum double wishbone suspension. That's the kind of setup you want to keep the tires perfectly planted on the road, and then these massive carbon fiber brakes for just unbelievable stopping power.
Okay, and this is where all that crazy engineering really starts to pay off. Because of the layout, they achieved a near-perfect 45 to 55 front-to-rear weight balance. And let me tell you, that is like the holy grail for engineers. It's what makes a car feel nimble, predictable, and just incredibly responsive to your every move.
Now, this part is really fascinating. The goal here was actually to align the driver's own center of gravity with the car's center of gravity. Kind of like how a fighter pilot sits right at the center of their jet. It's all about creating this feeling of oneness, where the machine just feels like a natural extension of your body.
So, with all that in mind, what's it actually like to sit in the driver's seat of this thing? Come on, let's step inside the cockpit. Right away, you can see it's all business. The cockpit is super clean, really functional. They've put all the essential controls either right on or just around the steering wheel, so everything you need is right at your fingertips. No distractions.
And take a closer look at this digital display. This isn't just some off-the-shelf screen. Its exact height, its width, the entire layout, all of it was obsessively, and I mean obsessively tested to make sure a driver can get all the critical info they need in just a split second. That's absolutely crucial when you're driving at the limit on a racetrack.
Okay, so we've seen the design, the engine, the philosophy, but what's the future for this incredible prototype?
Well, one of the most important things to know is that this car isn't being developed in a vacuum. It's actually being built side by side with its track-only sibling, the GR-GT3 race car.
And that's key, because all the tech, all the lessons they're learning on the racetrack, they're being fed directly back into this road car.
So the big question, when can you actually get one? Well, the prototype, as you can see, was officially revealed back in late 2025, and it's going through some intense global testing right now. But we're all going to have to be a little patient. The final production model isn't planned to launch until 2027.
And all of this brings us right back to where we started. This car, it's so much more than just metal, carbon fiber, and a whole lot of horsepower. It's a really bold statement from Toyota about what their future looks like. So I guess the only question left to ask is, will it succeed?